Hi everyone, I'm Nurhan from Sophomore and I'm here with Hayley Elsaesser at her flagship store on Queen Street. So could you tell me a bit about your design process and how you approach it?
Yeah, so it's something that is not like a really conscious decision. I kind of marinate on ideas for months in advance when I'm kind of already working on a collection, and it kind of just somehow just comes to me. It's something that I'm interested in my life at that moment, or like a movie that I've been watching a lot or something like that. So I'll speak to the collection that's coming out right now. It's inspired by Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet. So I kind of take one inspiration and really explore it in a really deep way.
You've been making a lot of noise on the runways for using models from different walks of life, ethnicities, sexualities. Is that a conscious decision? And if so, like, how does it contribute to your brand?
It is 100%. So I was thinking for a while, like, whose job is it to address this? Is it like agencies? Is it magazines? But it came down to it that the designers are the people who make the clothing. I decided to make sample sizes not only in like a really tiny size. I've always done them more in a size 4 than a size 2 also, but I've done sample sizes and for guys that are like 6'7" and like size 2, like XL, girls that are like a size 16. For me, it's so important to have a portrayal of kind of the real world and my real customers. I don't want to marginalize anyone that says I can't wear that because I'm not like her. I've always loved fashion, but I was never somebody who was like looking like a model, and that's totally fine, and I realize that now, but growing up I didn't really realize that that was okay because all I saw was a certain type of person that wasn't me. So I want to kind of use my voice in a positive way there and kind of just show that there are so many different types of beauty, and it's really crazy that we don't show that, and I just want to do that in a bigger way.
Do you believe that the fashion industry is obliged to respond to inequalities, marginalization in general?
I do, and I think that these things become trends when they really shouldn't be. It should be something that's actually important, and I think in general I would like the industry to do it in a more organic, like real way. It should just be something that if you feel strongly about it, then you should use your kind of attention that you have and your power that you have as kind of like someone who's out there in the public eye. The fashion industry has such an impact on young people, young girls specifically, that it can be such an amazing tool to really change certain things in fashion, especially with body image. Like for me, that's kind of the main thing that I like to focus on bringing positivity to and kind of bringing a voice to, is really showing different types of people in my clothing and different bodies in extreme ways. Like I had my 70-year-old aunt on the runway. Some people think, oh, you can't have someone like that on the runway and look good, but it works. And when people see that, it actually does spark something in them, like, oh wow, I can wear this. And especially someone like me, I'm a size 14 and I wear the clothes. I don't have a typical hourglass shape at all, which is kind of what you see in plus size models. Usually they have really amazing bombshell curves, and that's not me. So it's also really important to show, I think, realistic bodies too. I have so many young people that follow me on Instagram because I've had people like Miley Cyrus and stuff wearing my clothes. So I'm very conscious of what I'm putting out there, then making sure it's not going to be something that can be damaging to people and something that can be a good example.
What's next for the Hayley Elsaesser story?
Well, right now I've just opened a pop-up, like part of a pop-up at Yorkdale Mall called Concept. There's a whole bunch of other like young designers and brands that are there. It's a really cool space because normally I wouldn't have the opportunity to be in a mall like Yorkdale, but they've kind of come up with a space to give brands like me the opportunity, which is really cool to kind of reach a whole new demographic, which is awesome. So, and we're just getting a ton of new arrivals. We just got a bunch of stuff today. For me, it's so exciting because it still doesn't get old to see my designs come to life. Like, I love that. So